This is the town of Madison, North Carolina, Rockingham County. Well, here we go. Downtown Madison. You know, I don't think I've ever been to downtown Madison. But here it is. Let's go take a look. They do have a bakery. Is it open? Yeah, I believe it is. Private event. Okay. And espresso aroma. Guess you would call that. All right, we got a gazebo with stars, moons adorning it. And I think these are for carpenter bees right here. I think that's what they're for. Yeah, good place to sit here and drink coffee and watch the traffic go by. Here we go, Murphy Street, named in honor of Archibald DeBow Murphy, 1777-1832, father of North Carolina Public Schools, graduate, professor, and trustee of State University, that would be UNC, advocate of public schools and internal improvements. There's an interesting building. I'm pretty sure it was the former post office because it has that Art Deco type eagle ornamentation and granite steps. This was probably the post office built in the 30s, more likely. All right, let's cross over. Go down the other side of the street. Not a lot of traffic on Murphy Street. They've got plenty of antique stores downtown. (1818). And I'm guessing this named after President Madison. And look at this little place right here. Is this the bakery? Dry goods, country store, and museum. Wow. Look at this. It's oh, here's the gate right here. Use other door, please. Is this it right here? Lots of antique places. There's a vintage bicycle that hasn't been redone. And look, Sasquatch, USA. Make me happy. Looks like a private event going on today. Barefoot. The Mad Bean, Barefoot Grounds. I don't think they're open. River Club. Look at the fancy door they have. Okay, let's proceed on down Murphy Street. More boutiques, antiques. And look at this, they got a little stage area here. And they have a bus service. Scat. And it looks like a cotton mill down there, 1919, with a clock tower. Southern Spirits. What is this place right here? Look, they have two Indians here. They're closed. Oh, look, they got a deck. I guess it's a bar and restaurant. And look at this right here. They got it elevated. They're selling cigars. They have a beer garden, looks like. And this has to be the original depot, even though it's not real fancy. And look, it's got a anti-aircraft gun or howitzer, whatever that is. Oh, it's the river's right here. And here's the railroad track and the original depot. Okay, let's go across the road. Yeah, that's the river right down there. You see a float place, and this right here, let's find out what this was. I'm guessing it was probably a textile mill, all boarded up. Jim Dandy Accessories. Jim Dandy, what is that? Oh, here it is. The Madison Town Clock, 1919, a memorial to the man who served and died in World War I. The clock is a rare number 2 striking clock which still operates by winding. It still didn't say what kind of building that was. Maybe it was some kind of government building. Celebrating 200 years of history. Look, we got a vintage bike, and look, Santa Claus is driving one of those hand cart rigs. And it's a snowy scene. The bears are frolicking, the dogs are barking, and the train has stopped. Rio Grande Southern. There's a guy drinking out of the jug. What's he got? Oh, he's playing the bass. There's Florence and Cripple Creek. Meanwhile, we have a tank of cars that says Gramps, and over there it says Tweetsie Railroad. Well, that's not part of the Rio Grande. That's in the mountains of North Carolina. Okay. I guess well, they have a hobby shop here. Don't see many of those anymore. It's got models there. They look kind of sun faded though. Do kids still build models? All right, now we got some historical stuff. Cemetery. And this little building here. Let's see what it says. Has something to do with the Civil War. A.M. Scales, attorney at law. Okay, what did this guy do here? Here he is. Alfred Moore Scales. He was born in 1827 in eastern Rockingham County. After attending Caldwell Institute in Greensboro and the University of North Carolina, he read law, settled in Madison, and opened his practice in this building in 1855. He was active in politics, serving as U.S. Congressman from 1857 to 1859. He moved to the county seat, Wentworth, after leaving office. At the outbreak of the Civil War, Scales raised Company H, 13th North Carolina Infantry, and was elected captain. In October 1861, he was promoted to colonel and commanded the regiment effectively at Yorktown and Williamsburg during the Peninsula Campaign and the 7 days battles near Richmond. At the Battle of Fredericksburg in December, his leadership on the Confederate right flank earned him a temporary brigade command. He was at Chancellorsville and he was wounded in the thigh. He led his brigade in a charge at Seminary Ridge in Gettysburg on July 1st and was wounded again in his leg. His command suffered severe casualties from Union artillery fire. Scales recovered from his wounds in time to lead his brigade during the wilderness while he was in the line in Virginia in June 1864. From early 1865 until the end of the war, he was on medical furlough. He resumed his law practice in Wentworth, and then in 1873 moved to Greensboro and became a banker as well. He occupied his old seat in the U.S. House of Representatives 1875 to 1884, served as governor of North Carolina 1884-1889, died in Greensboro. Well, it's a governor. That's what it was all about. And a soldier in the Confederate Army. It's a pretty old cemetery. Look how well the letters are easy to read in that one. Look at this. This is an old cemetery. But somebody keeps it mowed. This is a preacher. And who was this guy right here? I guess he was in the Confederate Army. Yeah, CSA. See that? William Nelson Mebane. And look, these are old English style, tall, thin tombstones. Headstones, what do you want to call them? Let's see, can I make a 40 years old? He died in 1852. This one's kind of hard to read. Look how this thing is listing. They have a tendency to do that. This person died, and I can't read the name. James. Can't make it out. He died at age 30. Some more over here. This is another Confederate cemetery right here. Look. These are Confederates. soldiers who died in action, apparently. And look, that cedar tree split off a huge branch, I guess. And look, there's a 1908 Carter's. And look at these over here. This is a pretty old cemetery. It's right up against the property line there. Let's see what this is. Joyce. Nanny Martin Joyce, 1847-1915, and her husband was David Troy Joyce. He died in 1916. Nice headstones. Okay, I guess that's most of it there. Webster, 1910. Lawton Schlander. That sounds like a German name. They were probably Moravian. And this must be the family's. Wait a minute. This is not how they buried Moravians, though. I don't know. But this is a family cemetery. And we have a old barn down here. Picnic table. And looks like old warehouses or something like that. Okay.